Here is a Windmere Oscillating VN. Looks like it's probably a 7-inch. Yep, it's a 7-inch blade. This is the Windmere. The Windmere products NR-7OSC/537 VN. It was made in China. Ooh. 120 volts, 0.35 amps, and according to this information, it's model DF-7. So I'm not sure why this has two totally different model numbers. Perhaps this other model number is more specific to the color, but we're going to go with DF-7. That seems like a more reasonable model number to me. These were offered in quite a few different colors. This looks like it's like a pinkish color. I don't know what it would have been originally. This piece and this piece look very sun damaged to me, so I suspect that's not the color that it originally would have been. This is something that would match perfectly in one of those like 1960s bathrooms with all the pink tiling. So this, it works well only on high 200 millimeters. I really hope that that does not mean that the bearings are so locked up that it only runs on high. And then it looks like on the side we have, it says, yeah, I have no idea what that says. Oh, the oscillating holder thing and the knob are also the same discolored plastic as that is. So this was probably made of two different types of plastic. I guess this is the original color because the bottom wouldn't be sun damaged at all. It's a non-polarized plug. So this probably dates back to the 80s. This oscillation thing feels kind of messed up, but that would be right on par for Windmere. Well, let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see how it works. Allegedly it works well. We're testing at 119.7 the volts. So this is rated for 0.35 amps, which is about what a typical 12-inch oscillating fan is rated for. And so that's our difference between a shaded pole motor and a PSC motor. These shaded pole motors are just so horrifically inefficient, and a PSC motor really doesn't make it much less reliable because capacitors are pretty reliable over time. I can't understand why these C-frame shaded pole motors are even still allowed to be sold with all the efficiency crazes that are going on right now. But anyways, we'll start it up on the low. What the heck was with that delay? Well, I wouldn't say that it's working very well, but it's certainly working. The airflow is limited. This kind of reminds me of a Holmes product. It kind of looks like one. It's kind of loud. It's not moving a whole lot of air. Let's see if the oscillations work. Huh, they do. That's kind of a miracle for a Windmere product. But of course it's kind of wonky. It's like going way off to that side, but just goes a little bit to the right. Bearings don't even seem that stiff. I don't know why it said that it only works on high. It seems to have like a delayed startup though. I don't know what's up with that. I can't tell if that's a problem with the switch or if it's locking up. I'm going to unplug it. I'll plug it back in because this way we're not playing with the switch. That should answer the question about is it the switch or not. I'm going to say it's the switch. There might be some kind of a loose connection in there. Yeah, the switch is faulty. Okay, so that's the problem. The switch is spoiling. Well, let's see how it works here. So, actually, it's not that bad. It's a little bit out of balance. And the aerodynamics definitely are not the greatest because they have all that plastic where the motor housing is. And this rear guard is so thick. There's way too much plastic all here. This is blocking a lot of airflow. Feel some air drawn through the motor. Oh, that's already pretty tight. Yeah, this needs to be balanced. You can hear the bearings are rattling a bit. On low speed, we have 0.24 the amps, 23.7 the watts, and 0.8 the power factor, which is actually exceptionally high for a C-frame shaded pole motor. That's very surprising. As far as the airflow goes, it's not anywhere near as bad as a Holmes product. I can feel the air. I'm about 4 feet away from it. I can feel air moving, but it's not very distinct. If I get about 2 feet away from it where the camera is, I can feel a detectable stream of air. It's fairly strong right up there, but it's not traveling. It's not terrible. But for the noise and for the power consumption, you would definitely be much better off just getting a 12-inch fan with a PSC motor. Alright, let's try the high. This is going really fast. And that's 0.35 the amps, 33 the watts, with a power factor of 0.78 the power factor. So this is drawing actually more power than a lot of 12-inch oscillating fans that I've tested. So there really is no reason to use this over a 12-inch unless you really just can't spare the space. The airflow for a fan this size, I'd say it's about average. It sure seems like that blade is going exceptionally fast and it should be moving more air. There's definitely much more air than there was on low. Now back here at the 4 feet mark there's a pretty distinct stream of air. But for the noise and power consumption it's not impressive. It's not bad, but it's definitely kind of Holmes-esque in terms of aerodynamics. Switch is not super easy to use either. Yeah, those bearings definitely need some help. And there is a little bit of dust on the leading edge, which will certainly reduce the performance. So maybe it'll move a fair bit more air once we get it cleaned up.